So you're interested in running a capacitor in your car for car audio. And you're wondering, well, what's the best capacitor that I could run? Well, let's talk about that.
Supercapacitors. The ability to unleash untold amount of energy into your amplifiers and create monstrous bass like nobody before. Though they do require the addition of some kind of normal storage, be it lithium or lead acid or AGM, they do provide a tremendous amount of instant power. So, what is the best for a car? What's the best power-wise? What's the best power for dollar? What's the best in all-around utility? Let's check that out.
Now, if the question that you're asking is what the most powerful capacitor you could run, I believe there are some out there that run 500 and 600 farads. But does that make them the best capacitor? Well, those capacitors run by Maxwell and some of the other big name brands do have a lot of storage and a lot of power, but they're also very basic. And they're just capacitors. They don't have any of the electronics in the device that I'm going to show you now. What I have back here is the Oxys Ultra Cap. This guy. Now, what makes it special? Well, this particular one is 375 farads, and it's the Group 31 size. Let's talk about it a little bit. Now, with the Maxwell and excess power cap banks, you've got a bank of capacitors, yes. And there is more power, capable of more work. But they don't have any of the charging circuits, the Bluetooth connection, the electronics, the computer controls that this iOxys does. What does that mean for you? Well, a few things. First of all, when you hook up a large capacitor or any kind of capacitor, you have to slow bleed the power into it. In other words, the capacitor is capable of taking tremendous amounts of power at one time, being charged extremely fast, and also discharging extremely fast. If you hook up a normal capacitor straight to a battery with a large cable, you're likely to severely damage the battery, the cable, or the capacitor. There's so much energy gets transferred so quickly that the system can't handle that much power. That's why when you hook up a capacitor normally, you use a wire with a light bulb or a small resistor in it to slowly bleed power in it until you fill it up. And then you can hook it up as normal and continue to use it. With the iOxys Super Cap, though, the one that I showed you, you hook it up like a normal battery, and whenever it sees power, it starts to slowly charge itself. The computer handles that, which means there's less likely to have a problem and less likely to make those mistakes because it's kind of stupid proof. Another cool function of the iOxys Super Cap is that in the event your battery dies in your car, as long as you've got enough voltage left in that battery to turn on the lights on your dash, you can use the app, the Bluetooth app on your phone, to get the start button on the app, and your Super Cap will come to life and it'll give you power to start your vehicle. So it serves as an onboard emergency starter to start your car. How cool is that? Just open up an app, press the start button, and then start your car, just like you hooked up a jump pack or someone's jumper cables. That by itself is awesome. Now, the app also allows you to monitor the current state of charge of your electrical system, what you're charging at voltage-wise, as well as how much power is being stored in the capacitor. So it's a go-to spot to find out all kinds of things about the vehicle, what's currently happening, and what state everything is in. Very cool. You see, whenever the car is turned off, after a certain amount of time, the capacitor will turn itself off. It won't output any power unless it sees voltage. So that keeps it from causing those high heat, high charge situations. But
when you press that button saying I want it to jump start, then you're manually telling it to energize the system with the power that it's got stored and saved. And that's what enables you to boost off the car even when your battery on your car has died, because the capacitor wouldn't drain back into the battery. Since the battery's been sitting for a little bit, the voltage has stayed the same. It turns off and stores that power. So if your car's battery dies, you can tell it to put that power back in the system and give you a boost. Pretty crazy, right? Now, although these capacitors were designed specifically to be mounted in high heat environments, like under your hood in the dirty outside weather, they're best used close to your amplifier so your amplifier can reap the benefits of the voltage not dropping from the capacitor to the amplifier. Having it mounted close to that is going to be optimal. But they were designed to work in service vehicles, starting the vehicles many, many times every day in extreme conditions and all the weather and all the climates. So it's going to be a rugged, dependable piece of equipment.
The last element, well, it's the price. A lot of supercapacitors out there can be $500, $600 or more. They can be very pricey. And that's for 500 to 600 farads. Whereas right now you can get these guys on B stock for $125, $135 a piece. So you could get two of them, get 375 farads of each. That's what, 750 farads for less than $300 with the computer controls, with the emergency start feature. It's kind of a no-brainer. In my opinion, the best capacitor for a car right now is the Ioxa Supercaps, Group 31 size. There are a limited supply though, so you better get yours while you can. You might want to buy 2 or 3. Just saying. Anyway, guys, if you found it helpful, hit that subscribe button. Let me know down in the comments what you do with Supercaps. Have you run these guys before? Are you running something else? How's it working out for you? I like hearing from you guys. Your suggestions help me. Thanks a lot, and peace.